Let's go live to Blaxland now in Sydney. Sky's Ross Greenwood is with Labor campaign spokesman Jason Clare. Ross.
Yeah, indeed. You don't get much more heartland of Labor Party than this, Blaxland. Really one of the great seats for the Labor Party over many, many years. Paul Keating's seat, of course. It's an important one. But look, even though it is quite clearly a Labor seat, the fact of the matter is that things such as cost of living are so important to people in this electorate. Jason Clare is with me, the sitting member, been here for quite a while, 2007. Jason, that's the big issue. It is a welded-on Labor seat. But, you know, you can't take things for granted, given the way in which cost of living has affected so many people.
No, you never can. If you take your seat for granted, you lose it. That's the bottom line. Cost of living is the biggest issue in every seat, I think, across the country. So is healthcare, so is education. I guess the unique part in my seat is the war in Gaza. The impact of that in my community is real and big, and I think we'll probably see that in the results tonight.
It's interesting also, go to your education portfolio as the Education Minister. One of the key sort of messages and the promises from this, which has now been passed, is cutting 20% off HECS debts for student debt. And that's a key thing, again, for taking some pressure off families.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people with a HECS debt around the country, about 3 million Aussies. And in a lot of the seats that you'll focus on tonight, some of those battleground seats, we're talking 1 in 4, 1 in 5 people that voted today have a HECS debt. And so the promise to cut that debt by 20% is, I think, a big motivator for people to vote Labor today. We're talking, the average HECS debt's about 27 grand, so you're talking about cutting their debt by 5 grand or more. A lot of people I spoke to knew exactly how much HECS debt they had and were voting Labor because they wanted to see that debt cut.
The other thing in this electorate in particular, but so many others around the country, is just skills and training. And of course, with a big migrant population in this electorate, having the skills, being able to be trained to do the jobs that are emerging, that's absolutely key. And that's where more places, more free places for TAFE have been so important.
Yeah, a lot of people who want to get more skills but can't afford to get them, attracted to free TAFE. If you can have a free TAFE course, get the skills that you need, then it's going to make you more ready for work. And so that's why that's important. If I can put a quick plug in, the funding that we're putting into public schools to help more kids finish school is important too. We want more kids to finish school and then go to TAFE or uni or whatever's best for them. We had a plan at this election to improve education, build a better education system, and hopefully we see that play out in the ballot box today.
And is it too early to call Blaxland or not?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah. You know, this is Paul Keating territory, but we had a real battle on our hands today. This is the biggest and hardest fight I've ever had for this seat, so fingers crossed it all turns out okay.
There you go. I'll tell you, Kieran, back to you from a bit of Labor heartland, but as you can hear, Jason Clare just waiting to see the numbers drop.